Welcome to the class of 2020, family and friends. It's a great day to celebrate your graduation. Please stand and join us for the national anthem by Izzy Searcy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, T-Wolves. I feel like we've reached a special place, spiritually, ecumenically, grammatically. Look that up. I know this isn't what anyone could have or would have predicted for our high school graduation, but it shouldn't detract from the value of our accomplishments. All that we've been doing for this entire year and for the past 12 years of our lives has developed us and brought us to this moment and prepared us to move forward to the future. All the work that we have put in isn't worth less because we have a graduation video instead of a live ceremony. The things we have learned still matter. The memories we made still impact us and continue to make us who we are. What you've all done and what we've all done is truly amazing and are great accomplishments no matter how small they may seem. There are so many great people at Timpanogos, and I've been influenced for the better over the past 3 years. As we move forward, I hope we will all look back on our time here and remember the good times and lessons we have learned. Without further ado, welcome graduating class of 2020. Next up, we will have 3 speakers, first Victory Broadbank, Abraham Alton, and then Talisa Owens.
Future can be a big, scary word. Often we associate it with the unknown and mysterious. There is no way of knowing what tomorrow may bring. None of us could see the future as kids dreaming of becoming astronauts, firefighters, or the future president. None of us could see the future when we started high school, walking through those doors and taking it all in. And none of us could see the future when we started our senior year. On Friday, March 13th, a lot of us were thinking about the future, actually. We were planning Spirit Bowl, prom, and graduation, and receiving college admittance letters and mission calls, and making plans for our future. A lot of us had senioritis and were looking forward to graduating with every fiber of our being. But we never guessed something so impossibly out of our control could rob us of a day we've worked 13 years for, or that something so crazy could change our future. But here we are. A lot of plans have changed, and if high school has taught me anything, I've learned that things don't go according to plan. When changes happen, and they always do, we're often blindsided and knocked down. When things don't go according to plan, it's hard, but it is also entirely essential. You have to face new challenges to experience new growth, but every challenge is a stepping stone. It is there to help you on your path to finding who you are and what your purpose is. Life will keep on throwing curveballs because the only thing that stays the same is everything is going to change. P.T. Barnum said, "Comfort is the enemy of progress." And along our journeys of progress, it's important to know that we will experience failure, so much failure. It's part of life. Perfection is impossible, but we all seem to think that we're only going to succeed if we are perfect. Perfection does not equal success, so please know, a failed test does not make you a failure. A failed class does not mean you are sentenced to a dead-end job. We have to fail now to succeed in the future, so set your sights on progress and improvement, not perfection. And when you fail, congratulate yourself for how far you've come, get back up, and take another step. Failure won't kill your future, but I promise you that giving up always will. Friends, as we look to the future, let us not forget to live in the present and enjoy it. Let's embrace the unknown and choose to make it what we want it to be. Let's embrace failure because it's our life's teacher. Let's embrace change because it's inevitable. And let's embrace our role as the next generation of people who are going to stand up and make a change. To every parent, teacher, family member, friend, faculty and staff member, counselor and administrator that have helped us to get here today, thank you. You have helped us to see in ourselves things we did not always see and encouraged and inspired us to get here now. We're grateful for your time and sacrifices for us over all these years. And to my fellow class of 2020, although we did not have a traditional senior year, I'm grateful for every memory made in the little moments. I'm grateful to all of you for inspiring me with your resilient hope, and when I look into your eyes, I'm excited for what our future holds. Let us commit to creating a beautiful future for ourselves and generations to come by embracing the unknown, living in the now, and being grateful for every failure, every change, and every brilliant thing. Thank you all.
Good morning, Timpanogos students. Thank you all for an amazing high school experience. These 3 years have changed me, and I hope prepared all of us for adult life in 3 key ways. Number 1, through a premier education, we gain the necessary skills and knowledge, building a foundation for a successful career. While perhaps not the most exciting, the primary purpose of high school is to educate. Timpanogos boasts one of the strongest academic programs in the state or the nation, thanks to our wonderful teachers. We've all asked the question, when will I ever use this in real life? Believing the subject is purely theoretical or pointless. But who knows what the future holds? Many of us may use those improper integrals, vector cross products, or oxidation half reactions every day of our future careers. And we'll definitely use the metacognition, study skills, and discipline we develop wherever we go. Number 2, through both painful and joyous interactions with our peers, we develop social confidence and expertise. As a sophomore, I often felt awkward or uncomfortable talking to people, but as I made friends and explored my interests, I learned that people like you when you show a sincere appreciation for them. I'll always remember those of you that reached out and were kind to me. I hope many of us will remain lifelong friends. Number 3, through adversity, anguish, and anxiety, we gain the strength necessary to overcome any obstacle. In his poem, Good Timber, Douglas Mallock elucidates this idea perfectly. Good timber does not grow with ease. The stronger wind, the stronger trees. The further sky, the greater length. The more the storm, the more the strength. By sun and cold, by rain and snow, in trees and men, good timbers grow. The choice is yours. Take strength from your challenges and conquer them, or succumb to mediocrity, failure, and weakness. I have confidence the trials of high school have prepared all of us to weather our storms of life. This may sound cliche, but I've seen this class do amazing things. Everything from winning state championships and passing AP tests in exceptionally high numbers, to making hundreds of grilled cheese sandwiches for your classmates or hiding thousands of tiny rubber ducks all over the school. To close, I'd like to thank all my friends, acquaintances, academic rivals, teammates, classmates, Spikeball Bergs, teachers, Khan Academy, the faculty and staff, and of course, my family. Together, we make it a great day to be a T-Wolf. So remember, be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!
There are countless metaphors about things that get stronger because of hardship. Young trees, when they are tossed by difficult winds, are thrown back and forth again and again until, slowly, their bark hardens and they can withstand the storms. Muscles tear before they heal and can carry a heavier weight. There are also people, our teachers or friends or role models, who may have broken before they found strength. We certainly have winds to withstand and loads to carry. But looking forward, what defines our strength? And do our hands, calloused from hard work, equate to a calloused heart? Resilience is not hardening until we can no longer feel the difficulty. It is learning to accept it and to stretch and to hope in spite of it all. It is to cultivate gratitude for the goodness we do have, for our teachers, counselors, administrators, family, and all others who have spent countless hours problem solving, teaching, leading, giving, and growing. Resilience is to have the brave humility to face what is uncomfortable and to glean the wisdom from it. I am grateful for my difficulties and for exciting challenges. And I am grateful for those who taught me that sorrow can become a strength. Even more than that, I am grateful for the prospects of the future, for the bright future we will share. I'm grateful for bittersweet moments, for crying under lampposts, for dancing in the rain, for folding paper cranes, for cheering at football games, for shades of muddy brown, bright cerulean, and everything in between. I am grateful for all of you, and for hellos, goodbyes, and next times. To the whole class of 2020, I hope that we can grow in spite of, because of, and in loving collaboration with our beautiful, beautiful pain. We do not know everything the future holds, but we do know, one way or another, it will have to hold us. And we choose what strengths we carry with us. So, are you ready? Are you ready to hold to hope? To hold a place in your heart for memories of every kind? To hold a space to cry? To hold to the ones we love? To hold to the lessons we've learned? To hold to a higher standard? And to the gratitude we feel for those who helped us get this far? Are you ready to hold and not be held back? Because after we hold, slowly, with our newly strengthened muscles, we will start to lift.
The most inspirational senior for the class of 2020 is one at the heart of Timpanogos. This inspiring student exudes the utmost enthusiasm for every event at THS and settles for nothing less than creating something spectacular. A person of diligence, charisma, sincerity, and undeniable kindness. Our most inspirational senior lights up every room with their ability to connect with others, contribute to every conversation, and provide a laugh and smile. The most outstanding attribute is how this person makes everyone at THS feel. This student shows each of us validation, concern, loyalty, and true friendship. You know him, you love him. The most inspirational senior for the class of 2020 is Reese Penrod.
I'm gonna cry. Legitimately. Crap. What is it? Okay, I'm sorry. That was legitimate. Thank you so much, Quincy. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to speak to you all today, even though you aren't all physically present. Though that part is a bummer, there are some bonuses. It's nowhere near as stressful, and I may or may not be wearing comfortable pants underneath my gown. But as I've gone through the process of gathering thoughts for this speech, it's become increasingly clear to me that I would gladly exchange even the comfiest pair of sweats for the chance to see you all together again. I'm sure I'm not alone in feeling sad about the way our senior year ended. One of the most significant losses for me was Spirit Bowl. I've been looking forward to it since 9th grade, and student council and I, along with so many other volunteers, had already poured significant time and effort into it. and just a lot of time into it. And it's like we wanted to have the send-off this class deserves. I spent way too much on a helmet. No regrets, it's gonna make a very interesting vase. But however, cool vases aside, it was hard to accept that our biggest event of the year was not going to happen. Luckily, I've been able to come away from this experience with a valuable lesson. It doesn't take big, significant events to create lasting happiness. Instead, pouring passion, love, and a little extra work into even the most mundane times creates lasting happiness that impacts the lives of those around you for the better. During my time at Timpanogos, I've seen people taking that extra bit of effort to make our education and high school experience that much more special. Anyone who spent time at THS is familiar with the legendary school spirit of Mr. Norley. Every dress-up day without fail, he puts the entire school to shame, whether he's dressed flawlessly as a sheriff or wearing a pink wig for Valentine's Day. In the weeks leading up to Christmas break, he dons his most festive gear and morphs into the physical form of Christmas spirit, culminating in a generous donation to Sub for Santa. He's not alone either. This year we witnessed the Senor Draper-driven transformation of an ordinary school hallway into a winter wonderland. The art department covered their hallway in cobwebs for Halloween, and every Monday, without fail, Peyton Bryant dressed as a milkman and delivered calcium indiscriminately. Funny, unique, as well as, in the case of Snack of the Pack, beautifully bizarre student-made programming made T-Wolf TV more than just a vehicle for announcements. It's pretty funny that I was asked to give a speech when, if you aren't already aware or you haven't noticed, I've struggled with a variety of speech impediments for most of my life. When I was younger, people would make fun of me for talking so quickly. I've been able to make progress in regards to my speaking ability, but the experience helped shape my perspective on how people should be treated. Nobody deserves to be the butt of the joke. Cheap laughs are only cheap because somebody else pays the price. We all have struggles. Last year, I started a Timp-themed meme page on Instagram that I made the questionable choice to call Timpanogos, to provide a place for people to cope with the stress of school in a positive way. While my attempts to be funny have not always worked, I've always been amazed by the influx of hilarious videos and carefully crafted jokes people have sent in with the express purpose of making other people feel good. Through the efforts of people from all over the school, it ended up bigger than I could have ever imagined and became a collaborative space where we could all laugh the pain away. Timpanogos is made special through those extra efforts of students and teachers to make every day a little bit happier. Mr. Rogers had a quote for people like that. He called them helpers. I'm sure you're all familiar with this quote. It's used a lot. In an episode of his show, he discussed how to deal with times similar to those we're living in. He said, "When I was a boy and saw scary things on the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find helpers.' If this pandemic has taught me anything, it's that the class of 2020 is full of helpers who are well equipped for dealing with these sudden changes. Flourishing, not just enduring through hardship, will be our legacy, and no matter how hard the day, it will always be a great day to be a T-Wolf." Thank you.
We will now have the recognition of the senior gift presented by Cortland Sondrup, then the recognition of the retirees of this year by Cody Knappenberger. Then we will have remarks from Dr. Jensen, as well as remarks from the Board of Education representative, Sarah Hacken. Earlier this week, seniors had the opportunity to receive their diplomas at the front of the school from Dr. Jensen, and we will have the live video uploaded online at THS's website for you to view. Then we will have the presentation of the class Moving of the Tassel by Tanner Wilkes and the Class of 2020 DVD tribute by Derek Swalberg. Following that, we will have the students of Timpanogos rise and sing the fight song. And following the fight song, we invite you to watch the presentation of the individual members' diplomas of the Class of 2020. Thank you.
Every year, the senior class gives a gift to the school using class refunds and other donations. Throughout the 24 years, some of the gifts have included the bronze T-Wolf sitting in the commons, water bottle drinking fountains, outdoor seating and benches, and the tea. The previous couple years, we have used the gift to transition to our new branding. This helped imprint the claws on the football field and the T-Wolf logo on the front entrance tiles. This year, we are excited to announce that we are continuing this by replacing the old T-Wolf logo with our new state-winning T-Wolf logo. Here's to the Class of 2020.
On behalf of Timpanogos High School and the graduates of 2020, I'd like to take a moment and recognize the retirees of this year. These three special women have dedicated their lives and careers to the past, future, and present students of THS. They helped create and unify the school that they touched. Our first retiree, Kathy Keller, has received her associate's degree and then moved to Ogden to further her education at Weber State. Kathy worked 3 years for the Weber School District as an administrative secretary before their son was born. Later, they moved to Orem, where she served as the library assistant at Canyon View Junior High. She was then transferred to work as assistant librarian at Oak Canyon when it opened in 1993. In 1996, she then found her home working as the assistant librarian at Timpanogos High School. Kathy completed her Bachelor's of Science in Business and Marketing education in Utah Valley in 2007. She was hired in 2007 to be the teacher librarian at Timpanogos, where she served for the last 12 years. Kathy will be retiring with 28 years of service in Alpine School District. Thank you for supplying your students with the information they need to succeed. Thank you, Kathy Keller. Our next retiree is Jane Lindout. Jane Lindout walked into Timpanogos High a month into the first year of the school was open to be a substitute counselor while studying for the Utah bar exam. She enjoyed her career as a lawyer, but she found her passion working with students. Little did she know, she would be serving at Alpine School District for the next 24 years. After 5 years at Timpanogos, 4 as an assistant principal, Jane was assigned to be the principal at Orem High School. At Orem, she faithfully supported and cared for her students, but Timpanogos was always home. 10 wonderful years later, a lot of construction, and a brand new building later, Jane answered the call to be the director of curriculum for the Alpine School District. After 6 years, Jane asked the superintendent to honor her desire to finish her career with the kids. Jane feels so blessed to begin and now finish her ASD career with T-Wolves. We wish Jane the very best in retirement as she hits the road to travel this beautiful country. She will be missed. Thank you, Jane Lindout. Our last retiree is Miss Whitney. She began her career in 1985 as a special education teacher in Alpine School District and spent 8 years at the elementary level. Carrie found her calling in life to serve the students of Mountain View High School as a school counselor. While at Mountain View High School, she also coached the softball team for 3 years before transferring to the new high school in North Orem. Opening Timpanogos High School is where Miss Whitney thrived as a school leader. As department chair of a brand new high school, she established traditions and high standards that continue today. She served in various capacities, including teacher collaboration leadership, school leadership team, community council, and PTSA representative. Carrie is a respected educator and a mentor of many to her colleagues. The past 3 years of Carrie's career has been spent as the Alpine District Counselor Specialist, leading all 141 counselors across the district. She's been a strong advocate for the Alpine School District counselors and was instrumental in the bringing of counselors back to our elementary schools. Even from her higher up position, Carrie's love for kids can be felt at the individual level. After an astounding 35 years of service, Carrie is looking forward to traveling across the country. Thank you for the lasting impact you have had on every single individual who has had the privilege working with you and under you. Thank you, Carrie Whitney.
Seniors, since you didn't get to see your teachers face to face since mid-March, I realized you'd much rather hear from teachers than me. But I wondered, how could I maximize my 300 seconds to give as many teachers as possible FaceTime with you? Then I realized I just needed to brush off the ultimate literary tool for creating meaning in a small space, the haiku. For example, as I ponder the last 2 months and narrow it down to 17 syllables, I think schools without students and deflated tires on bikes have much in common. The TH staff stepped up to the haiku challenge. In exactly 17 syllables in a 575 syllable poetry format, our counselor, Mr. Clark, demonstrates perfectly the power of the haiku. I'll warn you, this might hit a little too close for home today.
I'm graduating. Can't wait to finally walk. Oh, psych. Never mind.
I'm sure you can all relate to Mr. Clark's haiku. Now for several teacher reflections about coronavirus.
This Utah Jazz team wins a championship for sparking history.
Years, you did it. Historically speaking, what no one else has.
An empty classroom. Nothing to grade on canvas. Time to go fishing.
Videos that suck. Unbroken trails of emails. But you, my friends, are worth it.
Canvas, oh so fun. Not seeing students' faces, not so fun at all.
Online PE, what? Get connected, get fit. Body by Bretzi.
Up the nose. 1, 2. Now we have to wait for days. Negative. Hooray.
Just how much Netflix before you're sick of Netflix? I think I know now.
No teacher wakes up eager to stare at a screen. I miss your faces.
Stay safe. Stay at home. An introvert's dream come true. Home delivery.
This too shall pass by. Only remember the good. T-Wolves forever.
I wear my face mask. Honestly, I don't love it, but I do love you.
It could have been worse. You could have been quarantined with your math teacher.
Awesome reflections. Here's some advice to our 2020 grads.
Money comes and goes, but how you make people feel will last forever.
2020 hindsight, a haiku. What do you do now? Work hard, endure, learn for life. Life won't give a pass.
Hey, your voice matters. Stand up, speak up, rise and shout. Do not keep quiet.
The easiest path guarantees you never fail, and so never learn.
Life is really short. Life is serious and frail. Learn, laugh, love, live well.
T-Wolves are heroes. Hope will bring you happiness. Seniors, time to shine.
Athletes, on your marks. Our hearts craving for get set. Now's your time to go.
I want a mullet. Don't let pandemics change you. Let them refine you.
Indomitable. Helping each other, Timpanogos Timberwolves will still persevere. Huzzah!
The virus has lied. I hope you never forget. Attendance is key.
I've learned a lesson. Teachers give the best advice. Congrats, graduates. Mrs. Hacken, thank you for representing the Alpine School District Board of Education today. As the principal of Timpanogos High School, I certify that all THS graduates have completed the requirements set forth by Alpine School District Board of Education.
I am delighted to be here with you today to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2020 at Timpanogos High School. This is a happy occasion, and I know that your parents, teachers, and principals are all delighted with you to see you graduate. Now, I've done some checking to see for myself if this class is prepared to graduate. So here's some of the things I found out about this Timpanogos High School class of 2020. There are 455 seniors in this class, with many of them graduating today, but 19 of them actually have graduated early. If we could have all of you together today, we would see 51 of you wearing silver cords. That means your GPA is 3.8 to 3.94. We would see 53 of you wearing gold cords, which means your GPA is 3.95 or above, and 31 of you had a perfect 4.0 grade point average. This represents significant achievement over the last 4 years. 187 students took 449 AP exams offered at Timpanogos High School this year. Do the math. That means that many of them took more than one AP test. 422 Timpanogos High School students took concurrent enrollment classes and have recently received university credit. In fact, one of them has graduated with an associate's degree from Utah Valley University. This year, there were 66 students wearing white cords, which means that they completed a CTE pathway and at Timpanogos High School this year. Timpanogos High School students brought home a total of $4 million of scholarship money so far. This means that many of you have received a post-high school scholarship. Congratulations. This has been an unusual year for extracurricular activities. Many sports and art events were canceled this spring, but in spite of that, the girls' soccer team had another successful season, winning the regional title and advancing to the quarterfinals at state. Many band and orchestra students received ones at the regional solo and ensemble competitions. The cross-country team won the regional championship this year. Now, there is a group of students that I would like to acknowledge today. That is, students who would have loved to participate in extracurricular activities, but they could not because they had to work part-time during the school year. These students not only did homework for their classes at school, but after school day was over, they worked at locations all over the city of Orem. Students at Timpanogos High School had many opportunities to extend their learning with participation in after-school activities and organizations. Many students participated in CTE competitions this year for HOSA, FFA, FBLA, FCCLA, or DECA. In fact, some of these competitions were held remotely this year. Timpanogos High School students earned first place awards in the PSA and live stream broadcast categories at the Utah High School Broadcast Awards competition for TV broadcasting classes statewide. This is amazing. I hope you all got to see the welding students' incredible turkey designs, which they created for the first annual Welded Turkey contest this year. Timpanogos High School has a long tradition of having excellent teachers. This year, Claire White, who teaches visual arts, was honored to be the Accent on Excellence Award winner for Alpine School District. Congratulations to her and all of her lucky students. I would like to acknowledge the hard work of many students at Timpanogos High School who are truly bilingual, and they speak another language in addition to English at home. These students learn not only the complex vocabularies of math, science, art, or history, but also worked hard to learn the complex and confusing language of English. Many of the class of 2020 reached out beyond the halls of Timpanogos High School and donated hundreds of community service hours in one of the Timpanogos High School clubs or student organizations this year, such as Latinos in Action, National Honor Society, Student Council, Math, Art, and so on. This year, the Timpanogos High School PAC organized Sub for Santa and raised $5,000 for families at Christmas time. And finally, we have to mention the Timpanogos Timberwolf was voted best mascot in the state of Utah. Well, I think you will all agree with me that this is a very impressive group of students. So, on behalf of the Alpine School District Board of Education, I officially accept Timpanogos High School Class of 2020 for graduation. Congratulations.
All right, class of 2020, it's time for the symbolic turning of the tassel, marking the end of high school, but more importantly, the start of so much more. As Derek comes up after me and reflects on the incredible year we've had, I hope you all look forward with dreams and excitement, because the class of 2020 is just getting started. Would you all join me now in moving your tassel from the right to the left? Right on, graduates.
My fellow class of 2020, we're finally at the moment we've been working towards for the last 12 years. Although I don't believe any of us plan on having our graduation within our own homes, I'm proud to know that even when separated, we're united in heart as Timpanogos T-Wolves. This year was filled with so many amazing moments and memories that I believe will stay with us our whole lives. Beginning with the night in the jungle, among snakes and vines, we danced as seniors, showing our underclassmen what was to be expected at our renowned Timp dances, and set precedents for all dances to come. Not long after we gathered in Provo Cane to eat, play, and further cultivate the bonds we have formed while in high school, the senior picnic was an amazing night full of laughter and conversations as the sun went down. Most found their memories and fun during the picnic with bubble soccer, volleyball, 9 square, and spike ball, while others waited till after the picnic to create their memories. Little did we know that having all the seniors together that night would be such a precious time. As the year continued, it was no surprise to anyone the amount of spirit Timpanogos has, but this year was truly something far more incredible than before. As basketball season emerged, the region soon came to know that our student section was a force to be reckoned with. Home games or away games, we were there and we were loud. United and strong as we stood proud to be T-Wolves. Standing amongst homecoming and the senior picnic, our preseason game against Pleasant Grove High School stands as one of the most cherished memories throughout my high school experience. What made this basketball game so amazing was the planning and effort made by all the students in their efforts to unite their support for their school. Starting with flyers on the windshields of the cars in the parking lot, to the pep assembly where Titan rapped a verse that brought us all to our feet. It all built towards a crowning moment as we gathered in the hall, barely being held back, as we waited for the go-ahead to run into the games towards our stands. As we charged in together as a wave of white, we filed into place and began to chant so unanimously, so passionately, that the gym shook. Any cheer the opposite student section tried to make, we drowned in silence with our cheers. Following the victory, we stood in the center of the gym and chanted our cherished fight song. Our school spirit continued at every game this season, along with all other events put on by the various groups in our school. Our school spirit stood so strong this year that we even won the only state title offered this spring, the best logo, or as I like to call it, the most school spirit. Every event this year we show what it means to be a T-Wolf. We may not have gotten all the time we wanted in our senior year, but we made the most of every opportunity we had, and there will be eventually a final party for us to celebrate again together. We were always proud to be at Timpanogos, and it showed in our athletics, performing arts, clubs, classes, dances, and even now at our graduation. As seniors, we supported one another as we all strive for excellence. And now looking back on our year has been filled with memories, friendships, and cherished moments in the best of our high school experience. It's always a great day to be a T-Wolf. Now, we'll present a video made by Jason Fitt.
Remember when we were young, breaking every rule they made. I never changed what we done. It made us who we are today. I'm taking every chance I get to make us who you won't forget. Who we are, who we are. It's what we started. It's what we started. They can't hold us down. They'll never be, never be, never be, never be us. Remember we used to run to the corner of 69. Yeah, they would come chasing us. We find a new place to hide out, making our plans to break out. Give me your hand and they will know who we are. It's what we started. It's everything that we ever wanted. Never be us. Never be us.
Thank you, Jason, for that wonderful tribute and all you've done as Tech Rep. Next, we ask you to join us one last time for the Timpanogos fight song.
Timpanogos, Timpanogos, rise above them all. On the move and bound for glory, always proud and tall. Timpanogos, Timpanogos, on to victory. Go! Green, white, and we will fight, and with might we're Timpanogos, Timberwolves. THS the best! Ah!